It's nothing but live, right? Woo! I think we're live, baby. I think we're live. I think I'm live. Woo! Welcome back to everybody. Back in the spirit. Then we get everything started. You don't play me. Now we did this 4 years ago, but since we've been shadow banned on every platform, Dr. Kamala Harris put the work in, and she's got a bigger platform to have that white supremacy talk, so she's getting more traction. We're going to run through her going through Kamala Harris's genealogy tonight, family. Whoa! Exact, baby. Still down on TikTok, though. Ain't that funny? Every time I go live on any show on TikTok, I get taken down. Shit's crazy. And everything we say is factual. Everything we say is factual. The censorship is heavy. That's why we got our own TV channels, family. We must be funded. Totalitarian. She's too scary. Woo! Lady. Time. Live and direct on radio. Shout out to all my radio listeners out there. Good to be live on the radio, live on TV. Shit's nice. The most of me time. Live on your TV stations.
Myself, I don't know. Leave me here, I'll fuck myself. Spin in here, I'd up myself. Don't need myself, fuck my well. Tell me what you say now. Tell me what you said. You said that you would come again. You said that we would remain friends.
That's now 1 2 1 2.
Why would you show up so uninvited? Just change my mind like that. Please don't take this personal. You ain't shit, you weren't special till I made it so. You better act like you know that I'll think you're worse than you. Just can't keep running away. Everybody's like he's no item. Please don't like him. He don't wife him. He won't like him. I never listened on. I should've figured though. All the shit you was spitting so unoriginal. But it was you, so I was with it. Then to tell you the truth, wish we never did it.
Shout out to the radio. Listen me down on the radio. Just everything up on TV, everything up on also social media. So just bear with me. Bear with me, family. Right on the radio. We're doing our riding music right now. Everybody get acclimated. Come on in and have a seat. So we do appreciate you being there on the radio too. Man, everywhere, that's how it is, that's how it be. You make it do what it do. Everybody get acclimated up in this joint. Woo!
wonder who you might be playing with. Makes me wonder who you think playing with. I'm just on myself again, playing this, playing back over and over again. Sweat change, but I understand. You won't see, thinking you're personally me. And I think I'll never want time. Got tired of your shit, you almost took my mind. Don't say one thing, looking to you to try to play this game. Think family in the doorway. I don't think you'll ever change your ways. 'Cause I have a home where I don't wanna stay. So alone, no one's there. Should I go on? There's no one here. But you got it, so that's why. You refuse to walk down the line. You refuse to answer my line. You wasting my time. You wasting my time.
No, I'm messing up. Sorry about that, guys. That didn't skip through. Hold on, guys. What's wrong with the damn sound of this thing? Right now.
Conversation. Get to this. Welcome everybody, welcome to the Black Hot Fire Network. This is the Black Hot Fire Network, Black Hot Fire Network.
Black Hot Fire Network.
Black Hot Fire Network. Black Hot Fire Network.
Media of the 21st century. Media of the 21st century.
Media of the 21st century.
Media of the 21st century.
The media of the 21st century.
Media of the 21st century.
As we dive into amazing conversations, get to discuss matters affecting African people, or the African history and the African identity.
Trying to bring up Pan-Africanism, Renaissance,
Relationships, life, politics, and everything in between. And we get to host some of the most amazing shows talking about the creative industry in the country and outside, studio interviews and covering events in the ground. Where we play the best top 10 countdown in the country, and where we say nothing but the truth.
Do remember you can join us, download our app which is on the Google Play Store, and also stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com.
Remember to follow us on our social media platforms
and win yourself some cash prize and be tuned into amazing conversation.
The media of the 21st century. This is where everything happens. Right here only on the Black Hot Fire Network.
Alright, okay, I think I got that worked out, guys. Booyah! Should be able to see me now back in the building. How's everybody doing? Working out the kinks. That's how we do it. So let's get this party started. All right, I want to say welcome back to everybody to the Black Hot Fire Network show. I'm your host, Mr. Black Hot Fire, always on that ass. And we're broadcasting live from the homeland of the United States of America all the way over to the mother continent of Africa, because we're truly one of the only international radio programs, and that's what's up. So I want to give a shout out to everybody watching on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Instagram, everybody on Twitter/X, everybody on TikTok, everybody on Rumble and BitChute, and everybody on our TV channels on Amazon TV, Roku TV, and Android TV, and all podcasting platforms globally, and the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. So sit on your head again and get ready for this ride, because you know what time it is when you hear this. School's back in, stupid. Let's go. Black, hot, fire. Come on. Woo! School's back in. That's so many platforms that we're on now. Shit. Hard to miss them all at once. Black, hot, fire. Come on. Come on up in, grab a seat. Glad to have you here. Black, hot, fire. Woo! Black, hot, fire. Come on. Ain't going, man. Crazy. Black, hot, fire. Come on. Right now, black, hot, fire. So we try to set this one up an hour. Now that shit for there. Black, hot, fire. Come on. Woo! Alright, fam, how's everybody doing? Sit down, son. Back in the building one more time. How's everybody doing? Gotta do some house cleaning here. Give it a second. Give me 1 second, guys. A little bit of house cleaning here. this down for a second. Put this up. So family, like I said, we're now got most of our supplements up and running. So like I said, it's exchange of value. We need to go ahead and support the channel by giving you products that you need. Okay? So now we finally got the lion's mane capsules up. We have the horny goat weed blend up. We got the turmeric gummies. We have the sea moss. We have the ashwagandha. Of course, we have the beetroot. We have the chakra mushrooms. That's what I want to show. Guys. So, you recently had Janet Jackson come out and say that she didn't know whether Kamala Harris was black or not. She heard that her father was white. And you seen all the usual suspects jump out the goddamn woodwork and come after Janet Jackson for just saying that she wasn't really going to support her because she never thought that Kamala Harris was black. And Kamala has never has identified as a black woman. Okay, we got to stop this nonsense. See, they made us they dumbed us down so much that just saying the obvious is now some kind of controversy. How saying the obvious now a controversy? And so I did this 4 years ago with her background, guys. And since then I kept destroying our channels, kept taking us down, kept lying, saying we were doing misinformation. We were not. They don't, they want to paint a narrative of nothing but lies. The mainstream media is owned. It's a Mockingbird media. They're owned by the same people that run everything. So they put out fake and false narratives to shape your reality with nothing but lies. But when they're talking lies, they're never taken down. Their lies are just allowed to perpetuate through the universe forever. Their lies are just allowed just to keep on going forever. And if you challenge those lies, you're the one now being called a disinformation or misinformation agent. That's what they're doing. You get thrown into the crazy conspiracy theory pile. And remember, they created that word. Not us. They created that word to belittle you and try to push you away when you're trying to look up what's actually going on this planet. So they've been pushing out this false ass fake narrative that Kamala Harris is a black woman. And that's a lie. It's a lie. Her mom is an Indian from India. So her mom is an East Indian, her dad is another Indian from Jamaica. And they try to say Jamaica is that Jamaica is a race. Jamaica is a nationality, not a race. You have white Jamaicans, you have Chinese Jamaicans, you have East Indian Jamaicans, and you have African Jamaicans. Okay? They might be all one nationality, but they're all different racial groups. And so we want to make sure we establish that tonight. And so I can't believe I'm sticking up for Candace Owens because she did what journalists are supposed to do when they're not leading you astray. She went actually back and looked at the family's genealogy to distinguish whether this woman is black or white or East Indian. She went back to try to define her race and bring some clarification. But they don't want you to have any clarification. They want to muddy up the waters and have you deal with their fake narrative. Their narrative is the lie, and obfuscate to you. And so shout out to her. And if you guys don't know, Candace Owens has been recently under attack, but tell the truth about those other people that we can never mention their names. Those people that she found out that she actually took a moral stance, got a deplatform from YouTube, or really got her demonetized. I think they gave it back to her because her name was big enough. And sad enough, Kamala Harris has been support all levels of white supremacy. But even a broken clock is right 2 times a day, so I will give her credit for this. right? That she did real journalism. Doesn't take hard, but they now start to block every avenue from the social media platforms and also the search engine platforms that they control. So when you try to look for something, it makes it even harder because they're now putting it way down in the search engine algorithm. They're putting it way down in the search engine algorithm when you're looking for something that goes against their fake narrative. See, when it goes against their fake narrative, they're all right. And so Candace Owens decided to go back and see, okay, if this woman's black, let's go back. It should be easily provable. Should be easy to prove whether this woman is black or white. Or if she just gaslighting us for votes. Sadly enough, a lot of black people are stupid. They're still caught up in euphemistic idol worship. They want to live vicariously through somebody they think is black who's never done nothing for you but hurt and maim your community. But they've been tugging at the black woman's string that this is one of them. And so they want to live vicariously through this woman, that she's going to be the first black president. It's a lie. She's done nothing but come after black people in every office that she's held. When she was district attorney over in San Francisco, when she was attorney general of California, she did nothing but weaponize the law against black people. That's what she's done. Weaponize the law against black people. That's been her history, to weaponize. And so we also forgot that, remember, when they were running Janet Jackson's brother through the ringer about 20 years ago, trying to reclassify him again as a pedophile, and made up all these fake charges against him. Because remember, the media shapes your narrative. That's what the media was calling Michael Jackson, Wacko Jackson, and calling him a pedophile. But there was no evidence sustaining that he was ever a pedophile and never hurt anybody. There was nothing that ever substantiated that. But through the media, since it's so powerful, they can frame your reality. They would frame the narrative. See, now that they're not able to frame the narrative so much, they want to go on complete lockdown and censorship. That's what we're getting. That's why I say, as black people, we must own what we do. So that's why I offer vitamins in our clothing so you can support the network, because we need the money. You know, we're self-funded here. So if you listen on the radio, wherever you listen at, go to blackoutfirenetwork.com and go to that store and buy something. Because that helps us out. We definitely appreciate your patronage, because we do need it, because we are really independent. Okay, we're just not a YouTube channel like most of these morons talking about the new black media. All they got is YouTube and TikTok and Twitter spaces, whatever the hell that shit is. No, we're everywhere. We're on your radio, we're on your TV. And if you got, certain TV platforms like Roku and Amazon and Android and then Apple, we're there. All you gotta do is go to those platforms, go to the app section and download Black Hot Fire Network, and you'll see me live right now on your TV set. We're live right now. So I'm gonna go and let Candace Owens speak for herself, because she had the due diligence to go, just be curious and go see if what we're being said is actually true, or are we being gaslit. Once again, the black community's always been made a fool of and being gaslit, and it's been made a fool of and by these handkerchief head bootlicking house Negroes that they've always put in front. The usual suspects. That fake ass non-funny deal, he was gonna jump out the windows making the comments that Janet should shut up, she doesn't have the right to speak. She's an American citizen. She can speak wherever she feels is credible to get her vote. But he needs to try to be literal and say, well, when she talking about somebody not being black when she's got a white woman's, when she's breathing through a white woman's nose. Any other time they be bootlicking Janet Jackson, licking her ass just to get her attention, to get her on one of their goofy little shows that the white man is propped up for their ass. Most of them are morons, from your Steve Harveys to your damn Ricky Smiley's, and D.L. Hughley's. They all more anybody that the dumbest amongst us, they give all the money to, because those are the most duplicitous, unmoral individuals that they're going to have. They have no problem selling out black people. That's why they're there. The idea that we would have entertainers as black leaders is absolutely crazy, as Malcolm X said. How the hell does the black community only people that got black entertainers as so-called leaders? What kind of shit is that? They should shut their mouths when they try and tell other black people who and what they should vote for. They're not qualified. Aren't you an entertainer? Entertain us and shut your raggedy ass mouth. That's what you do. If somebody's gonna listen to goddamn D.L. Hughley look like a damn brother, you look like your kidneys are bad, man. You need to drink some water. You guys seen D.L. Hughley lately? Whole body looked dehydrated. Like he just been drinking alcohol day and night. This raggedy ass bastard trying to give somebody some advice. It looks like death warmed over. Looks like death warmed over trying to get somebody advice about something. He sounds crazy as cat shit. You know, Hughley's gonna, teach somebody something. Let me set this up. I'll put up a few Candace Owens videos, guys. Give me a second. I'll set this up. Play it.
Would you like a free?
That's that commercials. Everybody got commercial and shit. This thing, damn. This shit's a raggedy damn platform. Give me a second, guys, while I set this up real quick. Let me set up on the big one real quick. Let me set up this way. Let me set it up like this instead. You guys can hear it or not. Give me a second.
Washing. Blackwashing is when you're a politician and it's election season and suddenly you have to relate to black people. So
you got blackwashing.
Making stuff up. The
You guys can hear it all right.
History. You start dropping a bunch of slang and colloquialisms and hoping that the people will therefore understand you. Honestly, it's become something of a democratic rite of passage. Except this time, I think we may have caught the culprit red-handed. Of course, I'm speaking about Kamala Harris. I think her and her campaign team are really going to regret the day that their media henchmen came for Janet Jackson. Welcome back to Candace.
So this is not hard journalism.
I'm literally buzzing with excitement right now for what we just discovered. Obviously, we are running a little bit late today, but as I said, it will be.
That bitch, you think it's terrible. The cheap ass app they got, you can't even hit buttons to make things stop. Because this wouldn't be hard to do, guys. They actually go through somebody's family history, try to, pick up the missing pieces. But you would have to go ahead and be dedicated to do that. And of course, the mainstream media is never going to do that because that's not in their interest. The people that own the mainstream media need us to believe that Kamala Harris is black. They need us to believe their lies. See, they're shaping their narrative to frame our reality. As I taught you guys, they want to frame our reality. So they don't want to go back, because this would have been easy to go back and actually see whether this is true or not. Just a little bit of investigative journalism work would have been easy to go back to nip this in the bud. But they don't want to nip it in the bud. They want to gaslight you so they can paint a false reality, false narrative, and you just believe what they're saying. And so that becomes your world view. Instead of nip it in the bud and go out and do some investigative journalism to say, yes, this is a black woman, here's the proof. But you know what they never do? The mainstream media never wanted to do that. never have done that the 4 years this lady has been claiming to be a black woman. They would have nipped it in the bud. But they never wanted to do that because they know that she's not black. They know she's an Indian. They know she's an East Indian. It don't take much to go down and it don't take much money to do some investigative journalism and dig up someone's past and find out who's their mother, their grandmother, and their great-great-grandmother. That doesn't take much to do that. So why did they? Why did they want to leave it ambiguous and then attack anyone like Janet Jackson for just stating a simple fact that she heard that her father was a white man? See, you would want to nip that in the bud if you really was looking for truth, because you would have went down and did your own due diligence and investigated this yourself. So you would put forth the evidence showing that she is a black woman. See, this is the evidence. This is her mother, grandmother, and these are all her. This is her lineage. But no mainstream media outlet has done that. They want to just paint you a fake, false narrative and create your reality. That's what they do. See, whenever you see them not pursuing something and then saying something's a fact without no evidence, without no pursuit of the evidence or pursuit of the truth, you know there's now a problem going on here. Now you're being gaslit. Now you're being given propaganda. That's all the American media is now, is a propagandist too. There's no truth in none of the mainstream media. That's why their numbers are so abominous. That's why their numbers are so bad. And they're going after small platforms like mine and anybody else. Even Candace for speaking his truth. He said this stuff was dangerous or some shit. Because they want the American people to believe their propaganda and their fake and false narrative. Let me go and play this stuff. Play that. Damn.
Will be well worth the wait. So yesterday we were getting closer and closer, asking questions, obviously about Kamala's genealogy. If you need to go back, you can do that and begin with episode 70 and work your way forward to see how this mystery has unfolded. So we're left with some major holes in Kamala's genealogy. We had from her father, Donald J. Harris, that he grew up in Jamaica and was raised by his grandmother, Miss Iris. He effectively wrote an entire piece about his heritage and really focused on his grandmother. Like, she is the person that made the most difference for him. He honorably mentioned Miss Iris's husband, who he only referred to as Mr. Christie, and remained conspicuously silent about his own mother.
I did this 4 years ago myself, Chipper.
One sentence about his mother, refer to her as Miss Barrel.
I did this 4 years ago myself. That's why I told you he is the son of Irish enslavers. That's why I've been saying that forever, because I went back and looked at this man's genealogy 4 years ago when he didn't want to be bothered with her, and I knew she wasn't a black woman. There, just common sense. You know, most black people just I hate to say, we're just some kind of like, we have the mind of children. So I knew she wasn't black. Came out with that big 60 girl nonsense that they were setting up her to run. She's, you know, anybody can see that Kamala Harris is a bumbling idiot. She's a moron. How the hell is she running for president without getting one single vote? She didn't get no votes during the primaries 4 years ago, and of course this time she wasn't even in any primary. She can't give an intelligent interview. It's all word salad all the time, every time she speaks. It's like, my God, how does this woman constantly fail upward? This lady's a moron. And it's so evident when they try to shield her from her interviews and try to help her out. She doesn't know whether she's coming or going. This is absolutely crazy. This is the best we got. This is the best person we got. And look, family, they want to put her in there so they can perpetuate these never-ending wars. The presidents, it doesn't make a difference with Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. I don't support neither one of them because they're both puppets. They want to keep these never-ending wars going. That's what you see now. Israel's now attacking Lebanon. No one's doing nothing about to stop Israel from perpetuating these illegal wars. Okay? They want to give another fake narrative that Israel's being attacked from that fake ass false flag that they did last year, October the 7th. They did that. Just like they did 9/11. Just like when they killed everybody on the U.S. Liberty years ago and our government covered it up. So they're the ones perpetuating this war. They're the ones blew up these innocent men, women, and children. Everybody's a terrorist now. They get to say everybody's a terrorist, but when they commit terrorism, they're freedom fighters. The Israelis. And if I say something, I suppose I'm anti-Semitic. I don't got a hateful bone in my body. I hate nobody. Truth is truth, and lies is lies. You're not going to gag me by making up some fake term that you made up 100 years ago to try to gag people. Because they've been critical. You blew up innocent men, women, and children and say they're all terrorists with those beepers. And family, don't understand, they destroyed part of the American electric system. No one's going to want to deal with your technical equipment if they believe they're rigged with bombs. So you pushed everybody from Apple and Samsung and other things that the American government has a back door into to using this Chinese-made technology, Chinese-made equipment. So I feel safer with China, so my money's going there. So now you just destroyed the American techno sector. You destroyed it. I don't trust it. Anyone around the planet does not trust it. They don't trust it. And I wouldn't trust the shit. Especially if I'm being critical of this war that Israel's raging on innocent people. Everybody's a terrorist. Everybody's not a goddamn terrorist. And as you guys see, when Netanyahu was supposed to speak at the UN, when they were trying to pass their heinous ass new rules by trying to take sovereignty of America and other countries, everybody walked out on his ass. Everybody walked out on his ass. But I'm gonna get into that too. Let me get back. We're talking about Kamala Harris, and I'm going to go everywhere. Yeah, go.
Carol, I want to be clear, you're writing this for the population, right? You're talking about your heritage. Even if you called your mother Miss Beryl, you would probably, for the sake of wanting people to be clear on who you're referring to, list her full name. You didn't do that. You just said one sentence, this is not to, ignore my mother, Miss Beryl. And that was it. And we know that her full name, according to her birth certificate, is Beryl Magdalene Finnegan. And we know that at various times she took on the middle name Christie. He also mentioned in that piece that his father was Mass Oscar. Yes, again, that is kind of a slang way of referring to his father. But I was completely stumped. I was completely stumped as I was looking further into this because I could not find a marriage record between his father, Oscar Joseph Harris, Mass Oscar, and his mother, Beryl Finnegan. Like, this is something that to me seemed really odd. And some people who wanted to rationalize it were saying, oh no, that's just how things were, and sometimes people didn't have record. No, I wasn't buying any of that because we were dealing with a family that had money. It is just a fact that Kamala Harris' family descends from slavers. They were given money for their slaves. Somebody did the calculation, essentially, for that day and time, it would have been $11 million that they inherited for their slaves once it was abolished. It is why when he speaks about his Jamaican heritage, he speaks about them as having owned stores, right? So this is not your typical black story that we're referring to here. And so I expected very much for there to be a record of marriage. Oddly, as you guys will recall, any records that I did find suggested to me that Beryl may have been the domestic help, who may have also given birth to a son named Donald, born in 1938, who died before he even turned 2. So that was very strange. Question marks. We were like, okay, we're seeing this Beryl, we're seeing this Donald Harris, we're seeing that an infant died. What's really going on here? Why is it starting to feel like a scary movie? But of course, we want to rationalize ourselves. Like maybe it is just a coincidence that another Beryl had another Donald in 1938 in St. Aaron Parish, and we shouldn't look too far into that. What we knew for certain was that Beryl, the correct Beryl, was married at the age of 25. So Donald Harris, who was presenting as Kamala's father, would have been 6 years old. She got married to a man named Lawford Newland. who he has completely erased from his childhood historical account. When he wrote this piece, he did not mention a Lawford Newland, a stepdaddy named Lawford Newland. And that was odd because then it would suggest that she would have had to have married his father, Oscar Joseph Harris, after that. So have the kid, marry someone else, and then go back and marry your baby daddy. I don't.
See, what Candace hasn't realized, I figured that last 4 years ago, that they were painting a false narrative for this one because they know the black vote and black people are so easily fooled, and so they would also get their handkerchief head bootlicking house niggas to go against anyone that claimed that she wasn't black. So she wrote a fake book, just like Obama did. They write these fake books to make fake narratives and fake history. So she had the audacity, you guys see in that picture, I think Candace shows again, to say that this woman was a grandmother and the woman died. And in the picture, Kamala Harris is almost a full-grown woman, or is a full-grown woman, a young lady, right? Saying that this woman was her grandmother when the woman died 4 years before she was born, and that they had some kind of relationship. So they were painting a fake narrative, not thinking that anybody would go back and actually look it up and see for themselves whether they were given a fake false narrative. She wrote this goopy book. They always write these goopy books before they're about to run for higher office. And so they knew she was going to need a counter story to prove that she was a black woman and not an East Indian woman, or at least a mixed black and Asian woman, which she's claiming to be. But she's not that. And as I looked up, that's how I found out that her father was a Irish enslaver. That wasn't hard for me to look that up 4 years ago, going by the last names. Now, I'm not even went as deep as Candace do, but I wouldn't think about the grandmother and all this. I knew he came from white people, and they were enslavers. Okay?
I don't know, but I needed to find some records. We also couldn't find the divorce record, by the way, between Lawford Newland and Beryl Finnegan. Where's the divorce record? We did see that he went to America. We searched there. He went to New Orleans, he went to California. We just could not find anything. In my view, there were too many holes in his account. Numbers that he got wrong about the siblings. I just felt that there was a secret here. So I decided that we needed more information specifically about Donald J. Harris himself. And we couldn't find a birth certificate for him, which I flagged as odd. And I also wanted to find that marriage certificate between his father, Oscar J. Harris, and his mother, Beryl Finnegan. That was crucial to me. So here's what we stumbled upon. More information about Donald J. Harris appeared to us. This is going to get crazy, you guys. I'll tell you how we put this together. Through old Jamaican newspaper clippings that have been digitized. So first and foremost, this one fact checks, but it was a little bit of tidbit of information that I thought was interesting. It was a wedding announcement that was published in the Kingston Gleaner. That's in the newspaper. It was published, as you can see here, November 1st, 1963, which just announces the wedding of presumably Kamala's mother, as we're told, Shyamala Goplin, to Donald J. Harris. It reads, he is the son of Oscar J. Harris of Spanish Town and Mrs. Beryl Finnegan. Okay. It writes it says before leaving Jamaica in and can you pull that up because I couldn't read it for clarity, but it says before leaving Jamaica it looks like maybe 19, I don't want to guess it, Mr. Harris worked for the Jamaican Information Service. Okay, what is the Jamaican Information Service? That's what I asked myself. What is that? I'll tell you what it is. The Jamaican Information Service is an executive agency of the government of Jamaica that is responsible for disseminating information. It used to be known as the Government Public Relations Office. It says that to achieve its objectives, the agency utilizes a broad range of media skill sets: print, radio, television, graphic arts, video projection, and public relations. It was established in 1956. Okay, so now we know before he left Jamaica, he worked for the government. So he's got some connections in government. He's not the only one, because that newspaper article goes on to inform us that his bride, who we're told is Kamala's mother, is the daughter of Mr. P.V. Goplin, the Deputy Secretary of the Government of India. So She is also connected to the government of India, and her dad is the deputy secretary of the government of India. That's just a thing that I think is important to know, that these two people worked for the government and they came together and they got married. Now, we still could not find a marriage record between these two, but it may be plausible that they got married somewhere else, but at least we see the announcement. So I thought, now let's focus on his father, right? I'm looking for something to attach Oscar to Beryl, presumably. This is a family that is important enough to have wedding announcements in the newspaper. Maybe we will be able to stumble upon something between Oscar and Beryl. Now, I want to remind you that Kamala brought up Oscar J. Harris, her grandfather, in her book, and she reveals a picture of him on page 282. So I'm going to show you that right now. It reads, "When I was 10 months old, I visited Spanish Town, Jamaica. This is me with my mother and my paternal grandfather, Oscar Joseph." So we know his name is Oscar Joseph Harris, and we know that that's what he looks like thanks to Kamala Harris's book. Great, love that. So I looked him up, and at first the father came up for a bankruptcy hearing announcement. This is dated, by the way, March 11th, 1939. So this would have been 1 year after Donald was allegedly born. It just reads, "In the matter of bankruptcy petition against Reginald Victor Harris, Oscar Joseph Harris, and Newton Alexander Harris of Brownstown in the parish of St. Anne, trading as Harris Rose, take notice that the above named intend to apply for the revocation of the provisional order of bankruptcy made against them in this honorable court on the 6th day of January 1939. Okay, so we know that they were apparently going through some bankruptcy proceedings, and they were fighting those bankruptcy proceedings. They were going to stand against them. And also, what's relevant there is that we know it's him because it lists his brothers. It lists that they're from Brown.
Oh, that was goddamn commercials or something. What happened? I don't know what happened.
And we have fact checked that genealogy. So this is the
This bitch, you guys.
This is the grandfather.
Your app ain't that good. This has a YouTube, I'm sure. This is bitch you.
Here is where it is going to get crazy.
This is Kamala Harris bitch you channel.
For this. He came up again, and fortunately, it was for a wedding. Unfortunately, it was not for a wedding to Beryl. Instead, just like Beryl married somebody else, apparently he married somebody else. Now, this clipping is from June 9th, 1952. Look at this. It says, "Oscar Harris weds Vioris Cambridge." Now, I look at this photo, and it certainly looks like it. I know it's a shadow on the left-hand side, but I'm going, that looks like the picture. You can tell by that balding pattern of the person that Kamala has presented to us as her grandfather. And he looks mixed race to me, but that woman on the right looks white to me. Now you're going, yes, that's crazy. It's a black and white photo, but you know, there's a certain way when you're photographing a black woman that she comes across, and that ain't it, my friends. Again, that was a theory. Let's read the article. It reads, "Vioris Cambridge, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. V.S. Cambridge of St. Elizabeth," that's another parish in Jamaica, "became the bride of Oscar Harris of Brownstown, St. Anne, at a beautiful ceremony in the St. Andrew Parish Church, Halfway Tree, on Thursday last night. Her slenderness enhanced by a gown of white nylon and chantilly lace. The bride, carrying a bouquet of white asters, was given in marriage by her father. Her only attendant, her sister, Carmen Cambridge, wore a gown of aqua nylon and chantilly lace with a bouquet of pink rosebuds. The best man in the ceremony, performed by the Reverend Grant Levi of Montego Bay, was Mr. Newton Harris, brother of the groom. During the signing of the register, Mr. Gene McDonald sang, 'I'll walk beside you,' and 'Because,' at a reception held at the home of the bride's uncle on Chester Avenue, Mr. Milton Hamilton was master of ceremonies." I just went, what the heck is this? First and foremost, how odd that's Donald J. Harris, as he's recollecting these memories from his childhood, now has left out the part where Beryl married someone when he would have been 6 years old and would have been his stepfather, but he's also now leaving out the fact that his mother similarly married someone when he was a little bit older. I mean, that his father similarly married someone when he was a little bit older, and that woman, at least according to my eyes, appears to me to be fully Caucasian. But I said, well, that sounds crazy. Let me see if I can find this woman, Vioris Cambridge, by a quick Google search. Like, that's quite a different name, Vioris. I've never heard it before. Certainly something's going to pop up, and certainly just one thing did. And it was a funeral entry of a white woman who died in Broward County. And what I noticed about this entry was that it was very scant on details. I'm going to show this to you. Okay? Vioris Anita McPherson, it says. And I'm looking at that face on the left there and I'm going, I recognize that face. This woman looks familiar to me. Am I crazy? Are you guys seeing? She looks a little bit like Kamala Harris. There's something about the smirk. I don't know. Am I crazy? So I said, let me not jump to conclusions. Maybe I am just so down the rabbit hole that I'm seeing Kamala's face. So I read this entry and it says, it is with great sadness that the family of Vioris Anita Harris McPherson Cambridge, in parentheses, so we know that that's her maiden name right there, announces her passing on Saturday, June 15, 2019. She will be lovingly remembered by her children and spouses, her grandchildren and spouses, her great-grandchildren, cousins, nieces, nephews, and friends. We will celebrate her life on Saturday, June 29th, 2019 at 10 o'clock a.m. at Christ the Rock Community Church. It gives the address there, and it says where they will immediately follow at a reception hall. In lieu of flowers, donations may be made to the Alzheimer's Foundation in memory of Vioris Harris McPherson. So nothing given to us there, literally nothing given to us about her family. Have you ever seen that? Usually survived by a sister, a cousin, a brother. I went to see if anybody posted anything and said she has a really big family. I was like, okay, well, certainly somebody would have posted on the board. You know, people do that all the time. I'm so sorry for your loss. Love you. Cousin, I'll see you there. Hug is nothing. Very weird. And then tried to look this woman up in Broward County records, and it just looks like people are trying to protect who she was. It doesn't tell me who she's married. I don't see anything there in Broward County. It just says an entry for a marriage that took place in 1994. And I also see that she's got another name there, McPherson, so maybe she got remarried. But it at least tells us that her birthday was October 7th, 1927. So I thought to myself, can I find a woman, a white woman who was born in Jamaica, with that exact birth date, with that exact name? Like I said, a very different name, Vioris. And the answer is yes, we did. We were able to locate her birth certificate, and now we know why it said that she was married to V.S. Cambridge. It had listed her father as V.S. Cambridge, Mr. and Mrs. V.S. Cambridge. That's because her father's name is Vivian. Her mother's name is Adina Wright, and here you have it, born in Elizabeth. St. Elizabeth is, here she is. This is this woman, Vioris Cambridge, born to Vivian Cambridge and Adina Wright.
Now, guys, what you gotta see is damn, how does this go down? What you gotta see is Candace Owens just doing a little bit of investigative journalism. Not nothing hard. Just doing investigative journalism. That's all she's doing. So it wouldn't be hard for anyone, any mainstream media, to do the same thing, to validate that Kamala Harris is actually black. It wouldn't take hard to validate that. If they actually wanted to validate it. But they had no interest in validating it. For them it's better to keep you up in the air, not knowing, make it ambiguous, so they can attack you the same way these bootlegs attacked Janet Jackson. Now clearly what Kamala Harris is showing that what the bootlegs know, you think the bootlegs don't know that this woman isn't black, and that they're so duplicitous, so evil that they have no problem in lying to black people as long as they're getting paid to do so. They have no problem doing this. because it lines their pockets. So they have no problem in making up this fake, nonsensical backstory about Kamala Harris being a black woman when she is not. And so all Candace Owens did is do a little leg work, not much. She ain't put an investigator down on the ground in Jamaica. She just went through regular records that were available online. Regular records that were available to anybody online who wanted to do a little bit of work, little bit of leg work to prove that this woman is not black. By going back through her genealogy and figure out who is she? Who does she come from? And damn sure isn't anybody black in Jamaica, because her family were the slave owners. Okay? So now the Democratic Party's up in arms about Candace Owens, our page is getting shut down again. That's also why, she also was saying something about Israel and Palestine, so they completely demonetized her. We're just asking questions. See, going against their fake narrative is a problem. They want to form your mind control. That's why no one looks at the mainstream media no more, because they know it's nothing but lies. They're trying to give you a fake narrative and create your reality with nothing but lies. And so when you go against their lies, you're now considered a disinformation or misinformation agent. You're the one telling the truth. Or they're trying to put you in the nut conspiracy pile. But all the conspiracies that they've said all have come true. Has any of them bastards retracted the 60-something-year-old JFK assassination when they told you Lee Harvey Oswald and all that old shit? When we know it was the CIA and with the Mossad that killed them. That was an organized, clandestine, intelligence agency hit. You know that. But they still run up with the same Lee Harvey Oswald story, which is a lie. Well, one bullet flips in the air, hits all these people in a moving vehicle, defies the laws of physics. But we're supposedly the conspiracy nuts. They want to frame your reality, have you believing in nothing but lies. And so that's what they want to do with Kamala Harris. Form your reality, have their bootlicking handkerchief head house Negroes come at you, try to belittle you and shut you up, but that's not going to work. Because these house Negroes have no credibility. Dear Hooli, do me a favor, man. Drink some water with your damn dehydrated looking ass.
On October 7th, 1927, in St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. What the hell is going on? Who is this woman? Why hasn't this been mentioned? Why does it feel like this profile was being very hidden? And again, as Donald was jumping in to his family background and speaking about how Jamaican it was, why didn't he mention this? Why didn't he mention this woman, his white relatives? It might be relevant. We're having a discussion about Kamala's race to mention the fact that your dad married a white woman. I'm just saying. There's another picture of her. And there's something familiar about her smile. There's something familiar.
Not the dad, the granddad.
This woman looks to me like something even weirder. The person who did create something for her online, okay, who created a profile for her on Ancestry.com, look what he put in the middle of her name. He lists her name as Dioris Anita Iris Cambridge. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So we looked into this briefly, and again, all of this has transpired in the last 4 hours. So we are not as organized about this, or I should say, we're not as certain about this, but it looks like the person who made this entry was a member of her extended family. It looks like she got remarried in 1994 in America, to that's where she picks up the name McPherson, and that individual put Iris in quotation marks. Is it possible that Donald J. Harris, when he's fondly remembering Miss Iris, could be speaking about this woman? It's possible. Everything's a possibility. Like I said, he's very scant on the details here. What we do know is that he declined to mention this woman. He declined to mention someone that his father married who was completely white. And as I said, I wouldn't have an issue with this if people were forthcoming and spoke about this. The press, as you're out there referring to Janet Jackson, is crazy, right? For suggesting, what did Janet Jackson say? She said that she heard that Kamala's father, Donald J. Harris, was Irish. Can somebody pull up that picture of yours again? She heard that his family was Irish. I think Vioris, maybe Vioris Cambridge, might be Irish. Was she so crazy to mention that, press? Or would it be so crazy if you guys did your actual job and looked into these things as opposed to constantly trying to obscure things to protect your preferred candidates because you believe you should just be handed this?
Exactly. How about you looking at things?
Is it possible that the woman that we're looking at right there is Kamala's grandmother? Is it possible, based on the record that we have, that Beryl and Donald never did marry? Is it possible Beryl and Oscar Party never did marry? Is it possible, is it feasible that marriage never took place and they both married two different people? And that instead, at some point when they decided to blackify Kamala's history, they included this Beryl as her grandmother? Is it possible? I don't want to go too far down conspiracy lane, but I'm telling you that we're close here. This is a big missing piece of her family history that should have been mentioned, okay? And I find it highly suspicious. I do not think that we have answers still on who Donald Harris is. I do not trust him. I do not trust him just having discovered this information and realizing that he left out two significant marriages and is instead focusing on Kamala's great-grandmother, referring to her as Miss Iris. Who is Miss Iris actually? I can tell you that, again, we came across all of this in the last few hours. Well, we're going to stay on them because now that we have found this piece and we have found this white woman, and again, I'm not trying to call her out for being white, but I'm just saying that, like, she is a white woman, she's very white, and Janet Jackson was not crazy to suggest this, and now we know that somebody is putting her in quotation marks as Iris, and a picture is starting to come together. Let me say this. If, and I'm not saying this is true, but if we find out that woman is Kamala's real grandmother. We get a side-by-side of Kamala. If we find out that is Kamala's real grandmother and that she decided to appropriate the domestic help who potentially died younger as her grandmother, we are watching one of the most diabolical political moves that we have ever seen in the history of this country. I just want to say that. I'm not saying it's true, again, but I'm saying that I don't like the picture. I always find that the dog that isn't barking, the fact that they never mentioned these marriages, the fact that they laughed people out of the room when they suggested that Kamala Harris could be white, and the fact that they just refused to mention any aspect of this and are remaining hush-hush on it, doesn't make me feel good. I don't trust these people. There's something about Kamala saying she's in these streets that doesn't make me feel that she's being honest about who she actually is. I'm not going to let go of this. Again, we are getting closer and closer, and I will bet you the DNC is paying attention. An abortion facility, that is the reality. And Tim Walz supported a bill in his home state which legalized the denial of life-saving medical care to infants born alive after botched abort. Greatest victims in our society, babies in their mother's womb. Preborn's network of clinics are positioned in the highest abortion areas in the nation. Preborn, the largest pro-life organization in the nation, you are protecting the greatest victims in our society. When abortion searches to end her baby's life, Preborn is there. Network of clinics are positioned in the highest abortion areas in the nation. They have rescued over 300,000 babies. When a woman considering an abortion searches to end her baby's life, Preborn is there. Preborn is named 250 baby. Or go to preborn.com/ and essentially they turn them into stars on screen because in many ways they wanted to emulate, mock, and destroy the church. right? So they called the movie theaters cathedrals at that time because they wanted people to worship them. They called the stars stars. We still call them stars because they wanted them to worship the stars, so to speak. So it was always a demonic force, and I don't think that hip hop.
Now I think about we're gonna give an interview on Sunday one.
Encourage this sort of music. I believe the record executives worked with the government, and there was a combination of a drug effort to introduce drugs into various communities and music that went along with the drugs that they were offering. So my sister sent me this clip that's going around on TikTok, and one of the things that people think is that hip hop is homophobic, right? But here you have this guy sitting down explaining to a hip hop journalist that actually the reality is that hip hop has always had an explicitly LGBTQ, if you want to call it, agenda. Take a listen to this.
The industry grooms them to be open to it. Like if we go back to the Big Papa video, right? Why was there, you remember the scene in the bathroom? Why was there transgender pissing in the bathroom with them and the guy? You remember that, right? Yeah. Go to the scene when Buster's talking to her at the bar and Big walk up and move it, and then, or when she say true, stop it right there and look at the knot in her throat. Not the knot in her throat. Talking about this one. Her name was Shamika. She was from Queens and she got killed because she was dating didn't know it was a man and went to have sex with her and found out she was a man and she's dead and he's in jail. What I believe is that the Tupac Biggie got so gangster and so big that the agenda that they was about to push on us, that they later pushed on us, it just got pushed back. They was getting ready to groom us right there. They was grooming us. We got a transgender in the Big Papa video, in the bathroom, and the lead woman. Not only in Big Papa and Warning, she's in the bed with Biggie, and then in the Flavor in Your Ear remix, she's dancing behind LL. Right. And Hype Williams is the director, and she's the lead in all three of those videos, and he's the director of all three of those videos. And it's rumored that was his chick.
That is a major clue right there, so I wanted you guys to hear that because it does seem like the industry is having a reckoning and people are realizing that this really hasn't been about just creating music. Hollywood is not just creating music for your entertainment. They are giving out frequencies and they are modifying your behavior based on the frequencies that they are giving out. And so it's important to know what it is that you're listening to. On the other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that are controlling the industry, the attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out, is always the same. They're called crazy. They are always called crazy. And an example of one such individual who went through those sorts of attacks is the actor Orlando Brown. He was on Disney, and I remember everyone telling us that he was totally insane and deranged when he was saying a lot of things that at the time sounded crazy, particularly about Diddy. Take a listen.
The requirement is you gotta say no Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he gonna get it.
New booty in the building.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take the but he wants you. He ain't worried about that. He's not worried about it at all.
I mean, it's so crazy that all of these clips are coming out and you're listening to so many people speak about Diddy, and each time they just turn it into a joke. And I'm not sure if they're turning it into a joke because they just think that the people are being funny, or because I guess the other end of that is it's too much to process that all of this has been going on in Hollywood right under our noses, and the individuals that were allowing it, that were complicit in this, are just giving billions. I mean, these people are famous. The media loves them. They celebrate them. And so that's the part that always really upsets me is that...
I'm pausing. Now, the thing with Candace Owens, what she's saying is truthful, right? What she's saying is true because, like I said, the music has been so debauchery, so lit in a certain area because they want to destroy our image worldwide. First, it's about destroying black people's image with this filth and saying this is to normalize, make a stereotype true. So it was the moves into criminality and debauchery, and also set up a homosexual agenda and a transgender agenda within our community that we were now tolerated through 30 years of programming. So they put individuals in key places and paid them extraordinary amount of money, really had no talent to sway black entertainment in a certain area that's been now been completely devastating to black society, has completely destroyed us as a people. We've normalized criminality. We've normalized stupidity. We've normalized mumbling and can't be able to create finish a complete sentence. We've normalized this nonsense because it was put by another group of people who want to destroy us as a people. This is factual. And now they destroyed the goose that laid the golden egg, because when you got people who never had any creative bone in their body now take over a music, they're just trying to get the biggest bang out the buck as they promote their agenda. Because of course, so this is feeding us into the prisons. This was dirtying us up as a moral people. Now we're not looked at as moral anymore. We're looked at as debaucherous and homosexual, all kind of. Again, the words escape me. And so that's what we're dealing with, right? And so now they debase the music. Now the music, no one wants to buy it because it's all garbage. You got a non-creative people who just would get money out of a creative industry, and now they've destroyed the goose that laid the golden egg. You don't know the music business is imploding. And now they're coming out making their moves to the New World Order because everybody's now waking up to it. You got Israel now doing what they call the Greater Israel Project, trying to now bombing innocent men, women, and children all throughout Lebanon. But of course, their mainstream media that they own is telling you another fake false narrative. How does that work? Right? Tell you another fake false narrative to control your reality. They're always looking for terrorists. Let me tell you a little dirty secret. Over and over again, the gaslighting. Putin invaded Ukraine. That's a lie. They left the man no choice because they overtoppled the government. And if you see now, go back and see what corporations are now running Ukraine. It's American corporations in there have already stolen all the agriculture land, stolen everything that's not goddamn nailed down. You got Lindsey Graham openly saying, yeah, but they put the money. We can't go to Russia. We can't get Ukraine's all that wealth underneath the ground. So there's never been about any fake democracy, because remember, Zelensky suspended any democratic institutions. He suspended all democratic institutions there. The church, voting, the press. So there's no democracy, no Ukraine. So when they gaslight with their fake media about they're fighting for democracy, when there are no democratic institutions in Ukraine to begin with now. There are no democratic institutions in that whole country. So what are you talking about? They defending democracy. Those are euphemisms, the lie. The media is nothing but propaganda. Because they want these wars. All wars are bankers' wars. Who owns the banks? Well, they're both all the same Israelis own all the banks, the Rothschilds, the Warburgs, the Rockefeller, all these Jews own all the banks. Every war is a banker's war. Nobody wants these wars. Why they invade Lebanon? They want to invade Syria, and then invade Iraq again. But the main talk, remember Iran. That's what Trump. They paid this fake false narrative that the Iranians were trying to kill Trump. Every one of them damn assassinations were phony. That's how you get the right wing all crazy. Oh, shot me by my ear. He had no blood in his ear, nothing. That shit was all staged and phony. That's to get the right wing wacko all worked up. They trying to kill my leader, Trump, our Jesus, who just told you he's going to make Israel great. He's about, see, I told you they want to fight, they want to have a war against Iran. That's why the Iranians are trying to kill me. Iranians ain't putting no people in there trying to kill his ass or anything. That's the narrative because they want the right wing now when they put his ass in there because they want this war. Like see Israel now in Lebanon, they want to extend this war out because their fake banking scam is crumbling. After World War II, they put something called the Bretton Woods Accords. That's now falling apart. It's all indebted. There's no money in the system. It's all debt rigged. So they need a new system. So they want to have war to bring in that new system. And also make a greater Israel and have Americans go die for some shit that don't represent us. So that's why you hear Trump running around talking about Iran. So he's part of it. There's no, if you look at any fake election in America, it's all fake. It's staged. It's wrestling. It's WWE. It's phony. Because at the end of the day, foreign policy never changes. About time. Go think for a second, see what happens. I'm curious, I want to be still on TikTok shit. We'll see. I'm curious. So, if you guys didn't know, you had the UN come together this week and they tried to fix some false ass. See, the thing is the 2030. The agenda is 2030. So they came in to the end to push all these policies to take over your sovereignty. So since they couldn't get this thing pushed to the WHO, as far as people giving them their health autonomy, so they can pass laws when they get a new pandemic together, and they just have the right to lock down countries without any goddamn when any of the people saying no to it. That was the plan. So now they're taking it to the UN and trying to push it there. You see, the Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration approved that shit because they're trying to. What you see now that they all told you was a conspiracy theory 10 years ago. Now we see it's the damn absolute truth. Where they're trying to get climate lockdowns, push the fake climate change in your face. They want to have digital credit. They want to do 24-hour scanning of you, 24-hour surveillance of you. We don't agree with none of that. I forgot to you, Pam. You guys want to call in? Call number 850-368-9102. It's 850-368-9102. We never decided we wanted to give our sovereignty. We never said we wanted to be tracked and traced everywhere we go. So how's a group of bureaucrats that are non-elected by us dictating us our lives? We're not going to tolerate that. So that's the reason why I said Camilla and this new, they gotta go. Because you see they were set up. The idea you had someone talking about they're going to be president never got any vote. See, we live in a republic. We don't live in a, they keep talking about democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. We don't live in a democracy. And as you see, she never got one vote. Not one. They just parachuted. They got rid of Biden and then parachuted her ass right into the damn office. Right? Parachuted right in. What vote did she get 4 years ago? Oh, she didn't win any primary votes at all. No primary votes whatsoever did she get. Is that crazy? She never got any votes. So that's what I'm talking about. So So the whole thing of her running is a farce. And like I said, they want to take us to war because their economic system is collapsing. They want to maintain power. And they don't want you to know who's the man behind the kabuki screen of the Wizard of Oz. They're the wizard. They don't want you to know who's behind the screen. That's why we gotta have fake narrative after fake narrative after fake narrative. Right? But they never know the truth. So now they want to set up this war with Iran. Just like when they did Iraq and Afghanistan. Iraq and Afghanistan. Weapons of mass destruction. Iraq and Afghanistan. You know, going back and forth to Iraq and Afghanistan. When neither one of them had anything to do with 9/11. But of course, they would paint that narrative of the towel heads. We call all Arabs towel heads and rag heads. Then we should know that was an inside job. So they're making a fake narrative. We gotta go fight the towel heads and the rag heads over in Iraq and Afghanistan, who had nothing to do with 9/11. Nothing to do with that. Iraq never had any weapons of mass destruction. Remember, Iraq was a client state of the United States. They were helping a proxy war with Iran all throughout the 80s. So Saddam was put in power by the CIA. Another fact. But you're not supposed to know this. You have to be gaslit. You know, hear all other kind of nonsense. You got to be gaslit. And constantly have propaganda thrown at you over and over again and accept their fake narrative. And so, like I said, you have Candace Owens now, who just did a little bit of investigative journalism. Little bit. Didn't take much. So if she's out there calling herself a black woman, and you want to put everybody's mind at ease, you would just do the bare minimal investigative journalism. So you would go down and look up these records. It don't take much to do that. You know, they make it harder, but it wouldn't be much to go dig up her records. I got live access removed, and I just got up on here. What the hell? Every 5 seconds I get on this damn thing. I just got kicked off already again. Crazy. I put that thing up on 2 seconds, I'm off already. That shit, motherfucker took me down on 2 seconds on that shit. 2 seconds. I put that shit 2 seconds. We got to take it down in 2 seconds. Imagine that. Told you, it's censorship on lock because they want this war. Just like with the goddamn COVID shit that we got. Right? You being shut down. All the truth is good was going around with myocarditis and everything, but no one's ever been held responsible. Anybody? No one's got held responsible for the 19 stuff. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube. You can't say nothing that's actually the truth on none of the platforms. So like I said, family. That's why I built the radio station, live on the radio, blackoutpowernetwork.com. Make sure you go to the Google Play Store and download our free app at Blackout Power Network. Go and download the free app. It's free on your Google Play Store. It's being updated to put my Rumble and my BitChute channel on there. Because pretty soon I'm just gonna give up on YouTube and TikTok. I just got off a ban. I was waiting 5 seconds on that shit. I got banned. I got 5 seconds on that shit. 5 seconds. Was I even on it 10 minutes? I don't even know. Okay. I was waiting to see if I got the ban. I got the ban at 10:09 tonight. Went back, they banned me as soon as I got back on that shit. This other one's still banned too till 10 o'clock. We'll see. But I'll probably be done by then. I'll be done by then. So, let's see the comments.
Will it make sense? Will I
Nah, it's still the same cameras. Nah, it's still the same cameras, man. Nah. It's just that the internet's probably acting right today. Nah, I haven't changed any cameras. Cameras all the same. Nope. Haven't changed any cameras, all the same. It's just the internet's working halfway decent today. You know, the camera's usually jacked up, meaning the internet's not working right. So it doesn't matter the difference between Trump and, well, Kamala really does make it, because they want to put all kind of heinous shit with her. Even though they want to use Trump to pass these laws, but it's funny. See that the Republicans, it's like we've had a complete shift. Those that were in the Democratic Party now went Republican, and now the parties have completely shifted. It's now that the Democrats seem to be the most corporate party, and the goddamn Republicans seem to be the party of the working man now. Isn't that crazy? That's why the establishment of Republicans are now all running to back Kamala Harris. All the establishment, like your Dick Cheney, this corrupt bastard, and all your Mitt Romneys, all these establishment Republicans are running to back Kamala Harris because they're run by a cabal by the same individual people. Okay? You're not supposed to know that. That's why I keep getting kicked off of TikTok with just saying normal stuff. When I use any profanity, no, just saying normal things. Get kicked right off that damn stupid ass app. It's crazy. So they need this war. What you had in 1940, after World War II, they wanted to set up the UN. With this them, they got it. It was never set up any global peace. You can't find one conflict on the planet that the UN has solved, because it was never solved. It was never built to solve any conflicts. It was set up by the same banker interests to try to use that to form this one world government. And now they're finally going for it. Now they're finally going for it because too many people are waking up and now realizing that's exactly real. That's what this globalism shit was about. That's why they hollowed out the United States and sent jobs and careers over to China. That wasn't an accident. This has been a plan of over 100 years now coming into fruition. That's why they went back in 1992 at the Rio de Janeiro conference down there. They had Agenda 23rd. Well, first it was Agenda 21. Now they're behind the scenes. Agenda 2030. That's what everything's been an incremental start to destroy all nations. They had to destroy the American nation first. That's why we had 9/11. They needed another Pearl Harbor to get you to be scared and give up your rights and have the boogeyman as these Arabic terrorists, Islamic terrorists. Sounds so scary. So they would commit 9/11 and then create something called the Patriot Act that would take away more of your freedoms in lieu of supposedly keeping you safe. And setting up something that's unconstitutional called Homeland Security, where now they're locking you more down. See, this is to lock you into a totalitarian state. And I've been said that. Because you can see the writing on the wall. That's what they're doing. So that's what they're doing right now. When they was in the UN. Let me find this thing up. So the idea we was given a unanimous, everybody in the Congress was up and down for stand up happy for damn Benjamin Mikowski, his real name, not Netanyahu. Right? Everybody. You know, he stand up for their own president. One party sits down, whatever party's in power, they stand up. Whatever party's out of power, they sit down. But for Benjamin, anybody Israel, they all stand up. Because that's their masters. You see it? It's right in front of your face. As he's talking about genociding more people. But you see, the news ain't saying nothing about any genocide of any people. They've been indiscriminately killing the people in Gaza. Killing children and shit. You ever seen that on any of the damn news? And you thought Israel has the right to self-defense. What's self-defense? You get the right to bomb and kill innocent men, women, and children. And that's why they're in Lebanon right now. But they try to see every war, they want to drag the United States into it. Because our Congress doesn't represent us. We don't live in any kind of constitutional republic. Our Congress has been captured. Anybody tells you different is a goddamn liar. Our Congress doesn't represent America. It doesn't represent the American people. It represents Israel. That's just a fact. AIPAC controls Israel. That's why they told you they have a 95 to 100% success rate in either putting in congressmen and senators or getting rid of them. So that to run the Congress and the Senate. How's a foreign power have a 95% rate and either get you elected or getting rid of you? That's who runs you. How do we get all these people in Congress have dual citizenship with a foreign country? How's most of the cabinet in America and all the damn institutions that we have all are dual citizens of Israel? Isn't that illegal? How is that possible? And so this what got Candace Owens in trouble. This what got her YouTube channel demonetized, right? This what got her YouTube channel demonetized. Because even she woke up, you know. She didn't want to stop saying crazy stuff about black people, but even she woke up. This shit is crazy. It's got me stupid though. There's some more disinformation. What's what it says? Oh, I'm approved now. I can come back. I just keep getting. Oh, so now I'm back up. So no matter what I say, I keep getting banned. I'm not gonna put that shit back up. It ain't worth my time putting it back up. I'm gonna leave it off. Shit ain't worth my time fucking with it. They get back on and say two damn words is gonna be back off again. 2 more words is gonna be back off again. It's crazy. He's pushing the Iran thing, but they both want either one's going to get to try to start this war. But sad enough, I think Trump will have to answer to his own people because they don't want war. The Democratic Party is so far gone now. I can't even believe I'm saying the Democratic Party is now more corrupt than the Republican Party. And that's just a fact. You can't vote for no Democrats because they do not represent nothing. Nothing that the regular people want. There's no representation at all anymore whatsoever. So they want this war. That's why they put that mumble-mouth moron Kamala Harris up there without any votes. And every one of these handkerchief head morons who keep trying to come at you and gaslight you for voting for a complete idiot trying to walk your children, your babies in the war. Because remember, no one wants to go to these wars, so now they try to conscript you to go now. They want to bring back the draft, like they said. So they try to force you to go fight for these wars for Israel. where none of this shit benefits you. It's more about the wealthy want to go fight a war, make them money by killing you. They want to conscript you for this war. And that would be Kamala Harris and them raggedy ass as soon as they get in. That's why they still talking about, oh, we need to talk. They still talking all this lies about this damn Zelensky shit in democracy. I've already told you guys, there is no democracy in no Ukraine. All democratic institutions have been dissolved. All institutions have been dissolved. Even the church. They dissolved the church in Ukraine for speaking out. They overturned a duly elected government in Ukraine in 2014. That's Barack Obama and the CIA. They overturned that government. They overthrew it. He staged a coup. It's a fact. Not no disinformation or misinformation. They done that. And then they started bombing the people of the East who were still ethnically Russians, who spoke Russian, who didn't want to be part of this new big government that they overturned the duly elected government for. They didn't want to be part of that. And so first you had Crimea decided to go back to Russia. Crimea was always Russians, guys. So they decided to vote to go back to Russia. Russia didn't come in and force the Crimeans, that part of Ukraine that's called Crimea. They didn't force them to go back to Russia. Those people voted to go to Russia. They want to be part of this new Nazi brigade up in Ukraine. And so the East was constantly fighting the new fake government that was installed by the United States. The eastern part of Ukraine that sits on the border of Russia was fighting because you know what was found there, guys? Gas and oil. So that's why they overthrew that government, because these bankers wanted access to Ukraine's gas and oil fields. But they were in the eastern part of the country where the ethnic Russians lived, who didn't want to have nothing to do with that fake government that the CIA and the Mossad had put in it. They wouldn't have nothing to do with it. So there was a mini civil war there that no one ever told you about. And so since Russia actually started in Ukraine, in Kiev, those people are attached to Russia. They're ethnically Russians. So they were going to vote to go back to Russia themselves. They didn't want to be under Ukraine. But they couldn't have that because that's where the gas and oil deposits sit. Isn't it funny? It's always about the stealing of other people's resources. Nothing to do with any fake democracy that they tell you in the propaganda media 24/7. You can't get any truth out of this propagandist ass media. Putin's the bad guy. He invaded. Invaded what? You were killing ethnic Russians, and he tried to have a peace agreement called the Minsk Accords. And who decided to go against that? The United States along with the UN. And they told you the red line that I'm not going to allow you to have troops up on my borders. So we're not going to allow Ukraine to join the to join NATO. NATO was supposed to be defensive. Why do we need NATO? NATO's been more is now completely offensive. Why wasn't it broken up after the Soviet Union fell and became Russia? And Russia asked to join NATO, and they told them no because they know the whole thing was always to invade Russia at one time and break it up. See, when Russia was weak, guys, after the dissolution of the Soviet Union, of course, the bankers would then start stealing everything that wasn't nailed down. They start doing everything they do. Exploit the people, exploit their resources. And so we need to privatize everything. We need to come steal, privatize all your industries for us while your people are left with nothing. That's when they go around the world talking about they want to privatize everybody's resources that benefit the people. So they get maximum profit out of it and leave everybody fucked up. And so that's what they were doing in Russia when the Soviet Union collapsed. And the whole goal was they thought they were going to go into Russia and break it up. so it'll be easy to steal from it. But their narrative, Russia's the bad guy and invaded Ukraine and was going against democracy, which is a goddamn lie. But has anybody been trying to put lies? No. Mainstream media keeps putting out the same propagandist-ass lies, trying to give you a fake narrative and form your reality. That's what it does. Try to form your reality and give you lies. And if you speak out against it, they shadow ban you, destroy your page. But motherfucker, I own my shit. It's owned. And like I said, if you're on TV stations, we're on the TV now too, not just the radio station. You can listen to us 24/7 every day, whether it be music or talk shows. Go to BlackEmpireNetwork.com or just download the free app at your Android App Store. Black Empire Network. Just go over to your Google App Store, download that app for free. Don't cost you nothing. We're always going to be there where we're not censored. So, is the Democratic Party worse than the Republican Party now? We know the Republican Party has always been racist. The Democratic Party has always been racist as well. That's the funny thing. They've been the most sneaky ass racist as Malcolm X would told you back in the day. The white liberal is the worst racist. He's not up in your face telling he hates you. He's going behind your back. He smiles in your face and stabs you in the back. That's the white liberal. So the idea that we got attached to a liberal party with black people, we are not socially liberals. As black people, we used to be, we are conservative people. But they made us think that we were liberals and then also destroyed our culture with all this debaucherous ass rap shit. But as a people, we've always been socially conservative. That's black culture. We don't believe in debauchery and everything else. Now they try to gaslight you with fake words. You're homophobic if you don't accept the shit. We don't hate you. We don't accept the shit. We don't hate nobody. Black people are the most loving people on the planet. It's almost hard. It's against us to hate people. We allow other races to come in our community and make millions off our backs. We don't even practice good sense. Not patronizing other racist stores that are put inside our communities and making millions off of us because we're not racist. That's not our nature. So you can miss me with all your fake ass phony words. I'm transphobic, homophobic. I don't agree with none of that shit. I think it's still mental illness. You can't tell me you born. I was a woman. I didn't know I was a man, or I was a man didn't know I was a woman, and all that confusing shit. Trying to normalize confusion and have us take it in and say, okay, no, we don't agree with it. We don't hate nobody. Because I don't agree with no shit don't mean I should hate you. I don't hate you, but I don't agree with it and I don't accept it. I don't agree with the shit. And I don't accept it. You're not going to goddamn gaslight me into accepting or agreeing with some shit that I don't agree with. No matter what kind of fake words you use. But no one's worth our hate. I don't hate anybody. Me telling you my opinion has nothing to do with hate. Me not accepting something doesn't have nothing to do with me hate. They try to tell you if you don't accept something, you hate it. You don't hate anybody. I don't think black people are capable of hating. That's why we're on the bottom. We're not capable of hating anybody. That's our problem. We love everybody. People that shit on the street is the worst, we still love them. So miss me with the hate bullshit. I don't hate anybody. But I don't accept shit. You're not going to tell me I'm supposed to accept anything. No. So you got the booklets out here telling you what, Kamala Harris has been a detriment. And remember, like I said, back to what I was saying in the beginning, Kamala Harris prosecuted Janet Jackson's brother. She tried to prosecute him for pedophilia in the early 2000s, around 2003, 2004, when he's going to that fake trial again. And the funny part, at that time, it was Donald Trump that was defending Michael Jackson. He was living in Trump Tower too. Stay there. So maybe it might be personal for her. And she's not gonna vote for the one who tried to lock her brother up on false charges of being a pedophile. So excuse me, fake Gail Hewley, fake ass Ricky Smiley, especially fake ass Steve Harvey. You idiots are morons, that's why you're there, you're gatekeepers, that's why they allow you to be there. None of you are funny, and none of you are funny. And you're all stupid as shit. Your ignorance is so on display, you can't even hide how dumb you are. Gail Hewley's an absolute fucking moron. Looking like he's got kidney illness. You can't listen to Steve Harvey more than goddamn 3 minutes. You don't know what the hell he's talking about. Ricky's not morons. That's why they're there, guys. They're gatekeepers. That's why white power always put bootlicking, handkerchief head Negroes up for us to idolize. And like I said, we're the only group of people that have moronic ass entertainers speaking to us as if they're leading. What have they built? What have you done? How the hell you a leader? Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your goddamn mouth. Talking to black people as if you got some goddamn pull in the black community as some kind of leader. Shut your fucking mouth. I'm disgusted with you niggas. Shut your goddamn mouths. Idea that you think you got the right to speak for black people and what they should and should not do. And every last one of you is a fucking pathetic ass moron. Every last one of you bastards are moronic. The audacity that you think you can speak for black people. Absolutely. Peace again, guys. Well, I'll wrap this thing up as we selling everything now. Do my sales pitch again. Alright, family. You go to blackhighfirenetwork.com, go to the sports and nutrition section of the shops. Go to the menu, go down where it says stores, click that button and it'll be sports and nutrition section. And right here we have vitamin D that's needed for black people. We need vitamin D because we don't get enough sunlight. We have green superfood, that's a powder. Get you all your greens, all the essential vitamins that you don't have because everything now is GMO. And so we go to the vitamin D is $19.90. Green superfoods is $35.90. The complete multivitamins are $32.90. I'm gonna go all that. I'm gonna go through all that. Go to this other one real quick. I'm gonna go through all of them. I'm gonna go through most ones I think are important that we need for right now. Like I said, I'm adding more every week now. If you've been sluggish, lying mane helps the brain, cognitive ability. It take a long time to add up. Okay, and it's slow. Okay. Let's see, we got lion's mane mushrooms, $33.90. We got horny goat weed blend, $33.90. We got turmeric gummies, $22.90. We have sea moss, $25.90. We have ashwagandha, which is so very important. I got my ashwagandha right now, so I'm buying my own damn supply. I'm like a drug dealer. I'm buying my own supplements, right? Because I need them. I use them. So I'm not. You guys asked me to do this a year ago, so I looked at the best ones I could find that we need as black people. So I found the best kit I can find, and I white labeled them, right? Put my labels on them. So ashwagandha is $23.90. Pea root, $20.90. Chagra mushroom, chagra is just like melanin. Chagra is the good dark stuff that we need. All this stuff has cognitive ability, keeps your brain sharp, keep you running optimal abilities. Okay. That's all I got on here. So those are the most important ones right now that I put on. I put some other ones on here as well. I'm gonna start making short commercials for them. But like I said, it's an exchange in value. We need vitamins as black people because we do not get enough nutrients in our diets. We do not get enough minerals in our diets, and mineral deficiency causes disease, guys. Mineral deficiency, that's what continue. Make sure you got enough vitamins and minerals in your body. If you buy vitamins from someplace else, buy from us. Because like I said, this benefits the network. Costs money to run all this shit. A lot of money, guys. Costs a lot of money. Just to put a channel up on each one of these damn stations cost me $3,000. God damn, shit's crazy. To get on Roku, to get on damn Android, to get on Amazon TV, and Apple. I'm still waiting for Apple and Android. I don't know what the hell's going on with Android. Shit, I didn't ask what's with my approval. See, what I'm talking about, not till they don't want to even approve me after I paid for the goddamn service. I paid for that channel on the Android streaming platform. Month and a half ago, that shit's still supposed to be a damn review. Shit. Roku came back immediately. Amazon took a little few weeks, but they back. So like I said, we're live on. If you got Amazon Fire Stick or any kind of Amazon TV streaming, go to their app section and download Black Eye Fire Network. We're there. If you have a Roku streaming system or Roku TV, if you have the system, the Roku stick or system, or a Roku TV, go to the app section and download Black Eye Fire Network. We're there. We're there. Okay? See for yourself. If you think I'm lying, go over there and see for yourself. Go on your Amazon Fire Stick or your Roku Fire Stick, your Amazon TV or your Roku TV, download the Black Eye Fire Network app. We're there. Okay? So, like I said, there's no way we can vote for Kamala Harris. They want to push us through these wars, guys. Whether Trump will go along with it, I don't know yet, but he still sounds like he wants to do it too because he's an Israeli puppet as well. But we know the Democratic Party is completely bought and sold. It doesn't benefit us in one shape, form, or nothing. There's nothing for us whatsoever. No benefit with it. And to have euphemistic idolism or idol worship, saying this woman is black, she's not black. We know that. Okay? You try to live vicariously through a woman that does nothing but shit on black people is crazy. Her record is out there. Her record is apprehensible. Her record is terrible towards black people. Right? Get off of that. Her record is terrible towards black people. It's absolutely apprehensible that anybody would vote for this woman. And you see the psyop that they tried to pull on us? You see how duplicitous That means she has no respect for us as a people. She put up fake pictures with women that died before she was born, talking about this woman's my grandmother. You know how diabolical that is? I heard you Candace Owens credit. You know how diabolical, psychopathic that is? That they think black people are that stupid that you're not going to do a little bit of research, a little bit of investigative journalism yourself? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's why they did. They wouldn't have did it if they didn't think you were stupid enough to fall for it. And when you try to speak it out, or they bring their bootlicks, the house Negroes, to try to come at you and shut you down, tell you to be quiet. These fucking morons. And I'm offended that they would open their raggedy ass mouth to say anything about anybody black. You morons sit down and shut the fuck up. I can tell my language, I don't do too much cursing no more, but that right there I find disrespectful and crazy. That they would even believe they had the right to tell anybody black what they should and should not do. I knew you think you had any right that you can tell black people what they should and should not do. Somebody died and voted you a leader or somebody. You got some goopy damn comedic radio show and shit. It's Malcolm X with these goopy leaders, these puppets. We're the only people got entertainers trying to tell us what to do, who to vote for and how we should move as a people. Well, you ain't never seen them do a goddamn thing for anybody in any one of our communities. Alright, family, gotta wrap this up. Everybody have a good night. Thanks everybody for showing up. BlackOutFireNetwork.com on the radio, on TV, all social media platforms, from TikTok to YouTube to everywhere. Type in Black Out Fire, you find us. Black, hot, fire. Come on, let's love, family. We out. Woo! Let me read the alarm. School's out, stupid. Have a good night. Smash that like button on the way out, fam. Black, hot, fire. Make sure you go get top them vitamins, family. Get you some vitamins, family. We need them. Go get them. Stay there. Ashwagandha, sea moss, vitamin D, lion's mane, horny goat weed, turmeric gummies, woo! And everything in between. Black, hot, fire. It's all affordable. $20 and under, $25 and under. Keep us alive, guys. Keep us alive. Black, hot, fire. We out. We out. We out. Woo! Black, hot, fire. If you want to donate, go to Cash App, Mr. Black Hot Fire. You can Cash App, Mr. Black Hot Fire. You know your money goes to good cause and support the network. That's Cash App, Mr. Black Hot Fire. Or if you want to donate, you want to donate on the website, just go to blackoutfirenetwork.com, go to menu, get the donate page. Right there, $5, $10, $20. Whatever you got, we appreciate. Whatever you can give, we appreciate it. We don't get no goddamn YouTube money. Or anybody's money. We don't get super chats and shit. We don't get none of that. Black, hot, fire. Black, hot, fire. Alright, family, much love. See everybody later. Everybody have a good weekend. Good night. See everybody later. I'm out. Peace.